Hi, everybody. Welcome to Flying Free Ministries podcast and YouTube channel. I am just excited about having you guys here. Thank you for how you show up and listen. And I just appreciate your reviews and any comments you have and conversations you want to have. Feel free to email me at flyingfree@andreafair.com. Fair is FEHR, just so that you know that. You will see that information in the comments also and the details of this episode. And I just wanted to encourage you today as we talk about energy. Energy inventory is the title of this episode. And that's because I have been doing energy inventory. It is currently February. And where I live, the days are dark. Not always, but in the winter, we have long, dark days. And slowly we're starting to have the sun, or not really necessarily sun, but brighter further into the evening, so maybe like 5 o'clock or 5:30. So that has been getting exciting, and it doesn't stay dark in the morning. Like now, it's starting to get a little bit bright outside by like 9ish or 8:30, which has been really nice because I need my sunshine. And I don't know where you live or what things affect your energy levels, but I know that we all have the reality of working within our capacity, with working within limitations. I know in my story, I had chronic illness for 15 years. So limitations were legit. And I would measure my life by energy. I would be like, okay, how do I do this day? I need groceries. That's going to take all my energy. So this is the days before click and collect. And so I know that if I'm going to get groceries today with my three toddlers, that's all I'm doing today, and therefore my meal will be store-bought, and therefore I will not even bother trying to do laundry. We'll just leave that because that's not happening. But I would measure my choices by energy, and I think we do that probably more often than we think. But I am encouraging us to do an energy inventory because our focus this quarter is on stewardship. And sometimes we don't think we have lots to offer, or we think we have tons to offer, but we're not actually realizing that we have different parts of our lives that aren't really negotiable, right? Like, so we know we only all have 24 hours in a day. And so we need to utilize that time wisely. And I've created the course called Create a Schedule That Makes You Smile. So if you feel like my time is everywhere and I don't know what I'm doing with it and it keeps flying by, then you want to hop on the website and check out that course and even connect with me about some coaching, and we'll get you settled in so you have a flow in your week that is predictable, so that you can be managing your time. And when you start feeling like, wow, what am I doing? You can go back to that and refigure some things and be knowing that you're using your time well. But when it comes to energy, it's more of a dig deep and figure out what brings you energy, what takes your energy, even awareness of, are you a high energy person or not? Like, I think often we think that we need to be this way because this is like the perfect person, whoever that may be that we're looking at. And yet we have to actually work with what we have, right? So I have curly hair. I work with that. I've had it all my life. I have a certain personality. I need to work with that. Sometimes I get social anxiety when I'm going into new situations, and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself again? And so I'm instead of pretending that's not part of who I am, I work with it, right? So it's the same with our energy levels. We need to realize, okay, what part of the day am I more awake, more aware, more willing to be with people, more needing my space? And as we ask ourselves those questions, as we do that inventory, then we have a better understanding of how we work and what things should go in our schedule in certain places, and even what commitments are going to be beneficial in which seasons, right? I can pretend all I want that in May and June I have tons of energy, but the truth is school is winding up, usually sports are winding up, and we have 4 kids, and how many were in sports and how many nights a week, and I'm running my businesses, and I'm running my household, and I just don't have capacity for new things during that season of my life, during that quarter of life. of the year. And so it's really just important to just take stock. And like my friend Jenna Barbosa says, she's like, don't shame on yourself. She's like, just be a detective and say, okay, so how do I work? Like, what? Be intrigued and curious about who you are. Psalm 139 says that God has designed us. We are masterpieces, that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And if you've read my book, you know that I have battled with that verse and lost the battle and decided to believe that God didn't mess up when he made me. Even though I did have chronic illness, even though I have had struggles, doesn't mean I'm a mess up. It means that he has things to teach me through that, and his plans are so much bigger than mine. So I really encourage you to do an inventory. Ask yourselves what things make me spark with joy, to use Mary Kondo's phrase. What things excite me? What am I doing? In those parts of the day when I feel draggy and blah, and are they helping me regain my energy? Or are they taking away from it? Recently I've learned about active recovery, and I learned about it at our Igniting Souls conference. And it just made so much sense to me as the speaker was talking about active recovery, how we are participating in activities that actually refill us. So often, frequently, a lot of the time, I choose to watch movies for my recovery time. But the reality is that often those movies drain me. Now I'm getting more particular about what movies I watch, and I'm being more aware of where I am at. And if I've had feeling emotionally drained, then I'm planning on watching something light and fluffy, right? I also have been realizing that when I watch true story movies, they tend to motivate me and get me going again. So in that sense, that would be an act of recovery, because when I'm ending that time and I'm feeling better once I'm done that time. When we choose to do things that just drain us further, like maybe watching 5 movies in a row and staying up all night, then that is not helpful to us, right? That doesn't reboot us. It just stretches out the problem that's already there, right? Which is lack of energy. I find worship music or just peppy songs can give me energy. Good food. If I'm eating just whatever I want, if I'm just deciding I don't care, I'm eating all the chocolate and carbs I want, then I'm not going to feel great about what I'm doing. And therefore, it's going to affect my emotional energy and even my mental energy. Um, I've also been realizing which exercises help me. And even though sometimes it's hard to actually get started doing them, to realize that they are beneficial. So those are some of the things to do to help ourselves. But I think really what we need to do, first of all, is develop that awareness of where's my energy at. And in order to do that, we also need to be um, remembering that there are different departments for energy. Okay, so there's emotional energy, mental energy, even spiritual energy, and physical energy. So there's different departments. So I can feel like I have lots of physical energy, and they're all kind of connected, right? Well, we all are. We're completely connected, right? And God wants us to live out of wholeness, but in that means we have to actually take into account where we are at any department. If I'm feeling spiritually depleted, then what can I do to um fill that tank? Have I actually been spending quality time with God, or have I just been like listening to other people's stuff and saying, yeah, that's great, but am I actually personally engaging with him? Um, if I'm physically feeling drained of energy, then I have to look at my food choices and say, what am I doing? And is this working? Is this not working? Why is it not working? Why am I not feeling motivated to make it work? And dig into some of those things. And whether it's emotional energy, I have been realizing for myself, like we've been through a lot, guys. It's just about a year with this whole COVID pandemic stuff, and it is draining. All the change, all the change, all the sadness, all the restrictions, just so much is different. And we don't realize how much that takes a toll on us, but we need to become aware of where we are at emotionally. And maybe that comes out when we realize, wow, I am snapping at people, or I'm just on edge, or I just my shoulders are at my ears like all the time. And as we become more aware of where we are lacking in energy, then we also helps us know where to boost that up and improve that, and try something new maybe that's going to spark more energy. So when you're thinking about stewardship and like, okay, so stewardship is taking care of what we have. We do get energy. We each get a certain amount of energy. And it's like, how do I maximize what I have? And how do I increase or replenish when I get run down? And it's just part of being human. We have the ups and downs and all arounds, right? And so it's not about getting mad at ourselves that we don't have energy for this or that. It's more of how can I maximize what I do have? For me, during my chronic illness, that looked like getting someone to come and clean our house for me when and so I could go and help out at Awana because I really knew that yeah, I can clean, but that will take my energy. Therefore, if I spend a little bit of money, I can know that that's going to happen anyways, especially when the kids were little or younger, and I can go and use my gifts a- and really it'll be an energy boost and encouragement for me too and others. And so that's what I chose to do. So that's what even some things we talk about in the um, work work less and play more course that I've developed also. You'll find that in the Freedom Flow Academy, just what things are play for me and what things aren't. I mean, if you love cleaning your house and that brings you joy, some people do that for their workout, right? Or they crank up the tunes and they make it happen, or they just love seeing the change that happens from cleaning. Then don't take that away from yourself. Use it to your advantage for sure. But do take inventory of what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And obviously, if that is something that's like, I do not know how to take inventory, what are you talking about, lady? Then you definitely want to reach out to me and let's set up one of those complimentary sessions. And if you've had a complimentary session before, then let's just book a coaching appointment and let's walk and talk through that because you'll leave encouraged. Because 20 bucks says you're probably already doing a lot of things. You have things in place. You just need to be reminded, or maybe you just need to be encouraged that you are taking care of you and it's okay to take care of you, right? I just appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and go do your energy inventory so that you can pat yourselves on the back and say, "Yeah, I am taking care of me," or "Yeah, I'm taking care of me mostly, but I'm going to step this up and boosting that energy so you can use it in the way that God's called you to use it." Take care.